Hello, welcome back to a different view, and we're back with another darts video today. Me and Ross reviewed the first round of fixtures on his channel, Ross Go Reviews, which I will link in the description, and you can see how well we done. I think Ross did a wee bit better than me, but that wouldn't be hard because I'm always miles off. But no, today...
To be fair, I think you're being a bit hard on yourself there. I think we both got quite a fair bit of it right. Far better than my World Championship predictions, put it that way.
Well, they were horrible, so I don't think it would have been far pushed to beat them. But no, so we're going to look at round 2 today, and there's 2 sessions taking place today. You've got the afternoon session at 1:45, and then the evening session at 7 o'clock. And let's just get right into it. The first game, Rob Cross v Mervyn King. Mervyn King obviously ran out a convincing 6-1 winner against Glen Durrant. What do you think of his performance?
Yeah, Mervyn King, really good performance. He didn't have to do much to beat Glen Durrant, I don't think. I think you know how much I like Glen Durrant, but disappointing from him. He hasn't really recovered from COVID and all the rest of it. He sort of scraped through in the World Championship, so it's not a surprise to see Mervyn King beat him. I think you had Mervyn King in your predictions, so props to you for getting that right. But yeah, I think King he finished well, and Durrant didn't, and that was the difference, really. I thought, yeah, I think he fully deserved his win.
Yep, I just think that Glenn's scoring wasn't there at all this evening, and obviously you look at after leg 2 as well, Mervyn was averaging something crazy like 125 and 127, I think it was.
Yeah,
from between leg 2 and maybe say leg 6 or something. So he was hitting crazy numbers, and obviously Glenn's finishing, which he's so reliable on, wasn't there for him this evening, and Mervyn deserved to win it, didn't he? As you said there. And what do you think then tomorrow, Rob Cross v Mervyn King?
Yeah. So for this one, I think Mervyn King will win it. I think it's going to be a tight game for me. I think Mervyn King will win it 10-8. Best of 19 legs, isn't it?
Yep, best of 19 legs.
Yeah, so. I think Mervyn King's going to win it 10-8. I think it's going to be a close game. Rob Cross hasn't really been at it since he won the World Championship a wee while back now. So yeah, that's what I've gone with in my predictions.
No, obviously I had that win at the match play, I believe it was, when he wasn't really it didn't really set the stage alight there when he won it either. I just think everybody else in that tournament played just as poorly as him a few years back, but no, he's not really been at it since then. You're right, and I agree with you. I think Mervyn King will run out a winner on this one as well, but I'm going to go 10-7 to Mervyn.
Okay.
So we both agree with that one. And the next game after that is the Machine James Wade against Hollywood Chris Dobey. Now, this is a short one for me. Chris Dobey coming out a 6-2 winner against Dimitri Vandenberg. And he really pummeled him, didn't he?
He played really well. Vandenberg definitely not at his best. That's for sure. That became evident early doors. However, Chris Dobey was outstanding. He was really, really good. Particularly at scoring, I thought. I thought he was not even giving Vandenberg a chance, to be honest.
Yeah, he just suffocated him with those high scores, and you would really thought it would have been the other way about. You would have been expecting Dimitri Vandenberg to be hitting 180s for fun, but Dobey was just brilliant, and even his doubles were in for them today. And I just wonder how much the fact that Dimitri hasn't been able to have that operation done on his knee yet is played a bit of a part in that.
I know it says it's not affecting him, but you don't know. I wonder if he's just maybe saying that, or I don't know. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Let's be honest. The bottom line is he lost. He's out the tournament, and Chris Dobey goes through to play James Wade. And I think Wadey will win it. I think it's going to be a 10-6 victory for James Wade. I think he'll be too strong for Chris Dobey.
I would agree with your assessment there. I think that James Wadey's finishing is always on. It's always on point. It just depends if he can score well enough. and I think he will. I'm going to go for James Wade 10, Chris Dobie 5. Now, we're on to one of your dark horses for the tournament, or a man that you'd certainly tipped. Nathan Aspinall, he's up against Mensur Suljovic, who was fairly convincing against Ian White. Ian White was absolutely terrible on the doubles, and Suljovic ran out a 6-3 winner. Ian White still not having had a win on the Masters stage. What did you think of that game? I thought it was a bit slow. I thought it was a poor stand-up, to be honest.
Yeah, for the first game of the night, I don't think Suljovic had to play particularly well. We said that about the other games as well, but I don't think Suljovic had to play particularly well to beat Ian White. Having said that, I think going into the game against Nathan Aspinall, I think Aspinall will beat him. I've got to back the guy that I think will go through. He's got a fairly decent run to the final if he gets through this game as well. So, I think Nathan Aspinall will win for me. I'm going to go with a 10-7 victory for Nathan Aspinall.
Yeah, I think it'll be more convincing than that, and I'm hoping it'll be more convincing than that because Mensur's just so boring to watch for me. So I'm going to go for Nathan Aspinall 10, Mensur Suljovic 4.
Okay.
No, a game I think I'm glad it's on last because I think it's the game of the afternoon for me. Dave Chisnall, who obviously dismantled Michael van Gerwen at the Worlds, up against Daryl Gurney. He was good tonight. Obviously, he beat Jeffrey Gerwan. He ran out a 6-5 winner. He showed good character to come through that because Gerwan was 5-4 up and thrown for it at one point.
Yeah, he was thrown for the game, and he chucked it. He literally threw it away. Daryl Gurney, we seem to be seeing the best of Daryl Gurney, and he's actually digging out of the holes he puts himself in, which is a sign of a top player.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's just, I remember this one, we were off recording another video at this point, but I had it on in the background, which you can catch, by the way. We've done a wee tier list and still game. As I say, Ross's channel will be in the description. But I was watching it in the background, and this one went to throw a dart at treble 17, and he hit double 2. Not treble 2, double 2. So it's completely through his hand. But no, I think this one will be tight. I think this will be a last leg decider. Would you go along with that? Chisnall v Gurney?
I don't think so. I think Chizzy's going to win. I think it's going to be a 10-7 victory for Dave Chisnall. He had a fairly decent Worlds, and it's about time he won a tournament. I think he's long overdue that. So I'm going to go with a 10-7 here for Dave Chisnall. As much as I like Gurney and how good he's been playing at the moment, I think Chizzy will be too strong for him. Yeah,
I'll go for Chizzy to win 10-9. Just scrape it. Okay. So that rounds up the afternoon session, and we're on to the evening session. Some really, really mouth-watering ties in here, and it starts brilliant. Two times these two have contested a world final. It's Gary Anderson against Adrian Lewis. And I mean, Adrian Lewis, he was brilliant tonight. He was back to somewhat near what we expect from Eddie.
Well, let's. I mean, we've talked about how bad the players that lost are so far. How good was Michael Smith tonight? He didn't deserve to get put out. 2 massive finishes, and Adrian Lewis. It was like a throwback to what he used to be like. I know. I tipped Michael Smith to win in my prediction, but I also said it wouldn't surprise me if Adrian Lewis pulled it out the bag. And he did. Really, really good. I was really impressed with him tonight.
Yep. And Michael Smith obviously losing that one in the last leg decided. He wins 5 legs, and 4 of the legs, 2 of them were 170 checkouts, and then there was a 150 and a 132 in there as well. So you really expect it the other way about. I'm not saying his scoring wasn't there, but Michael Smith's finishing was there tonight. That just illustrates how good Adrian Lewis had to be to get through that one.
It literally came down to the fact that Adrian Lewis threw first. That was all it came down to in the end.
And it just goes to show
that's
you
what separated them, and it just showed you how much of an advantage that has.
Yep. that throw for the bull is so important.
Yeah.
And obviously comes up against Gary tomorrow. Gary's been in the World Championship final, losing it to Gerwyn Price. But he said that he's got a point to prove this season. He's told everybody to watch out for them. How do you think he'll get on tomorrow?
Yeah, I think as much as good as Adrian Lewis was tonight, I'm going to tip Gary Anderson, the fellow Scotsman. We have to. I'm going to go with 10-9 though. I think this is going to go right to the end here. I think Adrian Lewis will be unlucky to get beat. I think he'll play well again, but Gary Anderson's experience will just be that little bit extra and beat him and knock him out of the tournament.
I think Adrian will be good in the first half of the match. Then I think mentally it'll get to him, and I think Gary will win 10-6.
10-6. Okay.
Now we're on to the next one. Peter Wright against the guy that likes to dismantle dartboards. Simon Whitlock.
For you guys won't know this, but me and Stevie were literally sitting watching the darts on a call all night, and after 9 darts thrown by Whitlock, the board was just torn up, and we were just laughing about it the whole night, and we're making jokes about the points on his darts and everything. So yeah, it was just funny. That would have been funny to record that actually, but yeah. Such is life.
It's like that Simpsons meme, stop, it's already dead. I think people were saying online that they should turn the board after every 3 darts that Whitlock throws.
That's right, yeah.
But we talk about dismantling dartboards. I think they certainly dismantled Krzysztof Ratajski as well. He was playing brilliant.
Simon Whitlock was brilliant tonight. Ratajski also played fairly well, but I just think Ratajski was too good for him in the end. Scoring brilliantly. It really impressed me, his scoring tonight. Was really pointy darts. He just seemed to score really well. In terms of a prediction for the game against Peter Wright, I'm going to go with a Peter Wright win, but it's going to be close. I like Peter Wright, and I think he's not really done brilliantly over the last year, and he has a point to prove. Peter Wright. Now, I think, obviously, retaining champion as well. Let's not forget that of the Masters. So, he'll be wanting to retain his title. So, I'm going to go with a 10-8 Peter Wright win.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you. I think Whitlock, just a 180 machine. He's already got that first game under his belt. He throws absolute missiles at the board.
Yeah, I know. He'll be sharpening them as we speak.
Yep, and I'm going to go for... I just think that form will continue. I'm going to go for Simon Whitlock 10, Peter Wright 7.
Okay. Tomorrow. I mean, to be honest with you, I can't disagree, but I think that it wouldn't surprise me if Whitlock goes and wins it. And then if he does win that, he becomes a real contender for that tournament.
Oh, yeah, because it would just open that section of the draw.
Yeah.
If he manages to pull through. So that'll be an interesting watch. And then we've got your favourite dart player coming up next, Gerwyn Price. He plays against Joe Cullen, who was brilliant tonight, particularly in the first part of that match against Stephen Bunting this evening.
Yeah, let's Stephen Bunting is no mug. The world semi-final performance, the fact he made it to the semi-finals in the first place, and then the performance he made in the semi-finals proves that Stephen Bunting is a good darts player. I think I'm going to stick my neck on the line here. I think Joe Cullen is going to knock out the world number 1, Gerwyn Price. He's going to beat him 10-7, and Joe Cullen is going to go through. I've been really impressed with him recently. It's not because I'm not a big fan of Gerwyn Price, but I just think Joe Cullen, this is his time to shine, and I think he'll put out the world number 1, 10-7.
That's a surprising one for me. I do think it will be tight. I do think it will go to the last leg, but I do think that Gerwyn Price will win 10-9. But no, I just want to touch on that Cullen Bunting game before we move on. Both players averaging above 100, and a fantastic 1-3-4 checkout from Cullen, which was ultimately the difference, really. I think Bunting's going to have a good year this year, though.
Yeah, he can't be disheartened by that. It's going to be a tough game. I mean, we saw how good Joe Cullen was against Michael van Gerwen when he got knocked out of the World. Showed you exactly what he can do. Yeah, watch out for Stephen Bunting this year and Joe Cullen, actually. Watch out for both of them.
And that's who we're on to next. The man you just mentioned, Michael van Gerwen. He comes up against Johnny Clayton. Johnny Clayton with an impressive performance against Jose de Sousa this evening. He won 6-5. What did you think of the Ferret's performance?
Yeah, he impressed me with his finishing. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think Joe Cullen he played well. But de Sousa didn't play. Sorry.
Johnny Clayton.
Right, hold on. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I think Johnny Clayton played quite well against de Sousa. But I think Van Gerwen will be far too strong for him. Van Gerwen's got a huge point to prove, and I think he'll lay down a marker with a 10-3 victory over Johnny Clayton.
Yep, I would agree with that. I think Johnny is a steady player, but I don't think he has enough in his locker to trouble Van Gerwen over a best of 19 leg format. I think if it was best of 11, he would have more of a chance, but I think Van Gerwen will come through and I'll go 10-4.
10-4.
But no, so we'll just have a wee look before we wrap the video up. Right, so our quarter-final lineup, I went for Aspinall versus King in the quarter-final, along with Price versus Anderson, which will be brilliant. And the other two are Van Gerwen versus James Wade and Peter Wright against Dave Chisnall. Obviously, I think the only difference that you've got in there is you've got Joe Cullen versus Gary Anderson.
Yep. Yeah.
So there you go. That was our quarter-final lineup. But no, thank you very much for joining us on this wee roundup of round 2, what we think is going to happen today. And we will be live tomorrow for the semi-finals and the final of the Masters on the Pass the Mic channel, on Gogsy 99 channel. So we'll stick that in the description for these as well. Be sure to join us. But no, thanks for joining me, Roscoe. It's a pleasure having you on.
No, I appreciate you having me on, Stevie.
There we go. You're a bit tongue-tied there, but no, we'll see you in the next one. Thank you for joining us.
Cheers. Good, right. Okay.
So 16:09 to 6.